O'Fallon has a long and colorful history stretching back to the late 1700s. But you don't need to own a time machine to explore our community's past. O'Fallon's parks host a number of historical sites that can let you step back in time and see how our founders and earlier residents lived. Bolstered by civic organizations like the O'Fallon Community Foundation and the O'Fallon Historical Society, our city has done a tremendous job preserving and restoring our rich heritage.
The City of O'Fallon has really done a really nice job of preserving some of its older buildings, and we're really proud of our history. One of the latest things we've just done is we're nearing completion of Fort Zumwalt. And Fort Zumwalt was a log fortress, a log cabin that was built in the late 1790s. And through the O'Fallon Community Foundation, we're building almost as close as we can replica of that original log cabin. So it's about 95% complete, and we're really excited about it, and it should be open for the public later this fall.
Zumwalt's fort joins the Heald Home in Zumwalt Park, letting visitors honor and remember our historical founders. Darius Heald and Jacob Zumwalt are deeply connected with the founding and early development of our city, and we're proud to offer these two buildings to the public. In any historical renovation, citizens come together to share stories and legends, and the renovation of Jacob's fortified log cabin was no different. Dozens of Jacob's descendants visited Fort Zumwalt Park during the fort's dedication ceremony, and a special piece of the fort's history found its way home after 50 years.
My uncle, during, I guess in his youth, came out to visit the fort and took home with him a log and several pieces of furniture from the dilapidated fort at that time. A few years ago, when I had come out myself for a wedding out here in St. Louis, came out to visit the fort and saw that they were rebuilding it and how cool it was, and I said, well, I think we have a log from that original fort. So I went over and grabbed that log, and I called this historical society here, talked to Pat, and Pat said, we'd love to have it. So we made arrangements. She sent the truck out, and the log is back.
The Baltimore Log is a 200-year-old reminder of Jacob Zumwalt's original fort, and it joins another original log that was carved into a model of Zumwalt's fort. But there's actually a third original log, and it can be found over in Civic Park inside the O'Fallon Historical Society's Log Cabin Museum. The log is memorialized as the mantelpiece of the museum's fireplace, but that's only one of many historical artifacts awaiting you.
So if you decide to come in and visit the O'Fallon Historical Society's Log Cabin Museum, you're going to see a variety of things. When you first come into the cabin, you're going to see what it looked like in an 1860s log cabin, which is when we believe this actual building was constructed. Then as you go to the rear of the log cabin, that's where the rest of the museum is. And in there you'll see old photos of O'Fallon. You'll see things from the railroad, from some of the early businesses, from the Westhoff Mercantile to the Bank of O'Fallon. Probably the neatest piece is the Victrola, which plays the old metal discs. That's pretty neat. There's just a lot of neat stuff in there for people to come in and see. It doesn't take that long, but I think they'll enjoy it if you do take the time to come in.
The museum is open on the 2nd and 4th Sundays for walk-through tours May through September, and by appointment year-round. It's a great opportunity for your family to meet and chat with the people who know O'Fallon's history best. When Zumwalt's fort is fully reconstructed, tours will be available for that amazing site as well.
There's a lot that we have here, and it's neat to come out and look at some of the older buildings that we've preserved. And if you're interested in getting more information, you can go to the Historical Society's website, which is OFallonMoHistory.org.